I'm just grabbing whoever's by me. I'm just grabbing supplies for the moonshine shack. Let's head back there now, so I can flavor a set.
Okay.
All right. Well, there's I guess we'll just go into the intro. Go into the intro of the show. Go ahead and start it whenever you want. Whoever's doing it, Justin, are you still our hype man?
Yes, I can be.
Right. Are we doing? Is it because like Austin did the first 20 to 25 episodes? Now you're gonna do the next 20 to 25 episodes. So until we hit 40 to 50, that's when you're gonna go. And then I guess it's my turn.
Yeah, I mean, if you really want.
I don't have sound effects, but I can totally do it.
Do it. Yeah, you can do it.
I will.
Do it.
All right. Cool.
All right.
No. I'll do it. No, I'm gonna do it today. I'll do it next time.
Okay. No worries. All right.
Or I'll do it when Justin's done his like 2025.
Y'all ready?
I've been ready, brother.
Y'all ready for this?
I'm always ready for this goodness.
All right. Ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Thunderdome. Oh yeah!
That last bit was a nice touch.
Thank you. I gotta switch it up just a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah. Well, I guess we'll go through introductions. You started us out, so you say some more, sir.
I am just
Tell us who you
everybody. Welcome to episode 27 of the Thunderdome Podcast. My name is Justin Time for TV.
I'm Lord of the Rings.
And it's your boy, Adona081893. I'm bringing us to the shack, if you guys didn't see. We're doing the same thing we did last week on this week's Thunderdome. We're just going to play some games. You have to see our ugly mugs. You can just hear our ugly voices, and we'll go from there, okay?
And this time I'll talk a little bit more than last time. I know, I was kind of
We always,
focused.
anytime
Yeah, you will.
we get more input from either of y'all, it's a great day. Well, y'all start us off.
All right.
Start us off. What's going on in the world? Well, first off, how you guys doing? How's the week been, man?
It's been okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, going back
Making
to my
it-
regular hours of work.
Yeah.
And starting out our 5 days of working Monday through Friday again.
Nice.
School's starting back up.
Well, real quickly, before because I have to look at my phone for this. We'll start off with the MLB trade deadlines for all the trades that happened a couple days ago.
Some major trades happened.
Yes, and ridiculous trades as well. But first you had Starling Marte, who's on the Miami Marlins, is now going to the Oakland A's in exchange for Jesus Luzardo, who was on the A's and now is going to Marlins, who's a left-handed pitcher. Jesus is, and then Starling is a outfielder.
Nice.
And then you have Eduardo Escobar, who was on the Diamondbacks. He's going to Milwaukee Brewers. And then you have the worst decision ever for the Texas Rangers, but Joey Gallo is headed to the New York Yankees. One of our best players.
Yeah.
That was the worst decision ever by the Rangers. And then you have, let's see. Then you got Max Scherzer, the pitcher for the Nationals, who's a really good pitcher. He's going to the Los Angeles Dodgers, as well as Dan Duffy, who was a left-handed pitcher for the Kansas City Royals, who's also going to the Dodgers. And another big move for the Cubs, their first baseman Anthony Rizzo is going to the New York Yankees as well. So the Yankees are
Nice.
stocking up on players, of course. So now the Cubs aren't going to see the World Series probably for another 100 years. And then also,
I was gonna say.
for the Cubs, Javier Baez is going to the. He went to the New York Mets as well. So another New York team. And then, let's see. And the Dodgers also got Trey Turner from the Nationals as well.
Very nice.
And then Kyle Schwarber, who was also on the Nationals, is going to the Boston Red Sox. So a lot of teams going to the East Coast. Or a lot of people going to the East Coast.
East
Yeah.
and West, yeah.
And then you got right-handed pitcher from the Minnesota Twins, Jose Berrios, is going to the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna run to the bathroom. Keep going.
All right. And then you had right-handed pitcher Craig Kimbrell from the Cubs. He's going to the White Sox. And then also Chris Bryant. Wait, I think Chris Bryant he's the outfielder, right?
Third base outfield now.
Okay.
I guess he's all around.
He's going to the San Francisco Giants. And you got Jorge Soler, who's on the Chiefs, the Royals, Kansas City Royals, going to the Atlanta Braves. So pretty wild trade deadline. I think Neil has this on his phone.
Something.
So yeah, Rangers are still gonna suck. That's great. That's all I got for baseball. And we're waiting for Neil. He said he'd be right back. Donut. But yes, as we stated before, this is another special edition of our Thunderdome podcast.
We play Red Dead Redemption.
We're playing
2.
Red Dead Redemption 2 again. I'm trying to mix it up because so that way you don't have to see my face every podcast and me just sitting there and talking. Instead, just playing games and having a good time and still covering what we need to cover.
Yeah.
Sure, give it a go.
I will entertain you guys while we wait for Neil. My special guitar playing skills.
I'm just outside with Neil.
We got ourselves a music lover.
Or flourish all of my skills.
Maybe some of y'all know how this one goes.
I'm not sure where Neil went, but at the restroom.
He said I'll be right back. Awesome. I just don't know why his horse is invisible.
I don't know. guitar solo. Want to talk about the Olympics, Justin? You can.
Sure. I mean, yeah, I think so far we're still on the top of the medal count. And Caleb Dressel and Katie Ledecky both won gold. And Katie Ledecky won gold in like the I think it was the 1500. Or no, sorry, maybe the 800. Meter freestyle, I think it was. And Caleb Dressel and the American men's 4x100 relay. They won last night. Got the gold and the world record. And track and field started too as well. I don't know. I think there was medals yesterday for the women's. And the men, I think, was just like semifinals. And then the finals will happen either tomorrow or... Careful. Careful, Sally.
Still a lot of Olympics going on. We got another week of it, I believe.
Yeah. A week or two, yeah. In 2 weeks.
I thought it's only 2 weeks long.
I mean, until like August. Beginning of August.
It is the beginning of August. It is August
I
1st.
know. I know, but they just started the track and field the other day, so... Yeah. I mean,
Still got a lot of beginnings.
yeah. The gymnastics.
Should be
Kayla
almost over.
Skinner.
That should be almost over.
Yeah.
Of course, you had Simone Biles drop out.
Yeah. Trying to see what the medal count. U.S. is leading with 59 total. 59 medals altogether. 20 gold, 23 silver,
Alright, sorry about that, boys.
and 16 bronze.
It's okay. Justin's
And
talking about this
China-
topic now.
China
Okay.
is second with 24 gold, 14 silver, and 13 bronze. That's 51 total.
Yeah.
medals. And then the Russian Olympic Committee, 12 gold, 19 silver, and 13 bronze, which is 44 total
Gotcha.
medals.
That's alright.
This should be the last year that the Russian Olympic Committee is now going to be Russia again in the Olympics. This should be the last one. I think the Winter Olympics, this should become Russia again, and not be the Russian Olympic Committee
Why are they the Russian Olympic Committee?
for doping. I think.
Oh, so they couldn't just call themselves Russia. They had to go to the Russian. So they pretty much found a scapegoat to get around.
I think it was doping. Let me see. I gotta look it up. I looked it up the other day.
But basically juicing with steroids.
Something like that, yeah.
For those who don't understand what the term for doping, because sometimes you say doping, it's like, oh well, you're doping, you're smoking pot and doing drugs. Like no, but yeah, another term for steroid use. Well,
Sanctioned by the Court of the Arbitration for Sports after it was accused of running a state-backed doping program. Yeah, that's what it was doping. Yeah.
all right, well, I guess
This should be the
Don't
last
don't be a
Olympics
dope.
before they become Russia again, because I think it was like only like I looked it up before. I don't remember what it was.
am I the only one? And I know I've shared memes on this about this on my Instagram page. But like, can we have a separate set of Olympic Games where we actually let people do drugs? And it's like, fuck it. You want to see how fast humans can really run? Like, give them meth. or give him like cocaine, or give him crack or something. I don't know. Whatever drug would work in that case. Would be like, hey, what, if you want to know how high a human on methamphetamine can jump,
Or how fast they can run.
or how fast they go. How much weight can a human really lift when they're high as balls on all these different drugs? Yeah, I don't even mind letting people do steroids if they want to shrink their family jewels because, they wanted to win a sport. That's all on them. That is all their decision. I have no say in the matter. Quick side note: do y'all want to start a bounty mission while we wait?
Yeah. What are we waiting on?
Moonshine Shack to do the match. I'm gonna do Yukon Nick again. Let him up. We do a lot of Yukon Nick in this posse on the show because Yukon Nick is the easiest bounty to snag at 5 stars and get a decent reward.
Yep.
Diction, what are you doing, baby boy? I've got my co-host Dixon here. He's just snuggled up as a baby could be. Look at the little man. But I know we're doing good at the Olympics. We're still beating everybody. I mean,
Yeah, that's just not we're not getting all the gold like we should.
we're not getting all the gold, and we're losing to people we should never lose to.
We're normally getting like second or not placing at all, which is
Man, there are
Yeah.
surprising countries actually getting medals.
Well, you
which
know
I'm
what?
I'm happy for those countries. I'm happy for everybody really that gets like the medal, like that
That's exactly
aren't
what I was
like
gonna say.
expected to get the medal, like those kind of
Yeah,
countries.
the underdogs.
Yeah, the underdogs, yeah.
They're the underdogs.
Yeah.
I agree. I think it's good the underdogs
It's nice
are
to
getting a
see
little more recognition.
He's a trapper, but maybe more like a feudal lord.
So.
Way he runs that country.
Well, I'm
up
glad
there.
that other countries are getting a chance to shine, and we're getting to see the Olympic teams and athletic teams get to do more stuff. I think that's good for them. And it's good for the development of athletic programs across the world. I think we should be encouraging more sports at every single level.
Yeah, and also like a 14-year-old getting gold and
And I think skateboarding.
13
Oh,
getting
yeah.
silver. One of the two. I can't
I
remember.
think it was gold.
Yeah,
Well, one got
I know what you're
gold
talking
and the
about.
other one got silver.
yeah. Gotcha.
I make a special case.
Well, shit.
But first, we drink.
I think it's good. So, y'all have anything else?
That was about it for me. I went through
yeah,
the trade
that was-
deadlines and stuff,
Yeah.
saying
Okay.
how a bunch of shocking moves happened and unnecessary moves, but they happened anyways.
Yeah.
It said that the Rangers are still gonna suck.
Dude, Austin, how about you go suck some fucking dicks? I like all the teams that I'm not even from the cities of.
But I can't like the Rangers because they're my team.
Can't. You just said the Rangers are gonna suck.
Well, yeah, they're still gonna suck because that's how they have been sucking.
Oh, that's right. You do actually like the Rangers. You just hate every other Texas team because you're a traitorous son of a bitch.
Just not the Spurs, but yes.
Well, sorry, Dallas team from the city that you actually were born and goddamn raised in.
Yep. Pretty
Excuse
much.
the fuck out of me. Reminders for you folks that Austin's loyalty is not dependent on geographic locations. Alright, I'm gonna loose the bear real quick. I know our conversations are often meddled with Red Dead tactical talk when we're doing the missions, but I just loosed the bear. The first one just. Already? Damn, they killed that fucker fast. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Okay, that shouldn't be too loud anymore.
Alright, gotta take cover.
Just making sure my game volume wasn't too loud compared to the audio volume for us.
Yeah. My game volume is typically pretty low. Well, any other sports-related news and fun stuff?
No.
Well, I got nothing for sports. I don't think there's any big fights coming up that haven't already been announced. I think a few other fighting groups besides the OC are starting to try to get up to hosting a few more fights now more often. Ow! This fucking dog's away from me. I need the bear focusing on the dogs.
All right, should be okay now.
Nice.
That's all that.
I'm watching it happen very closely.
Stop! We coming.
All right, you know the drill, boys.
You found the marshal here. Come to save him, huh? Huh? Hey, please. Looks like you have me cornered here.
I actually do have one about, all right, Holstrom, we're gonna just hog tie this bitch. Army First Lieutenant Amber English became the first U.S. military service member to take a gold medal at the Olympics in women's shotgun skeet shooting. Lieutenant English is an Army logistics officer, is also a member of the Army... Damn. No, couldn't save him. No, I pulled out my rifle instead of my frickin', I don't want... What the fuck? Why am I picking up this stupid Marshall? This is fucking dumb.
Save
Get the
him.
fuck out of here. Yeah, it's headless corpse. I'm on, stupid fucking game. Red Dead is still classic. Hey, you meant to pick up this bounty. Let's pick up this fucking can of peas next to you. Fucking dumbass game. Yeah, no, I did. Amber English, Lieutenant Amber English took gold for shotgun women's skeet shooting at the Olympics, and I'm pretty sure the U.S. took gold in all the shooting sports. So I hope the other countries are paying attention. You know, all the ones that are trying to flex on us. Even though that's a, you know, there's gonna be the chat. There's gonna be not the chat. The little soy boy version in the comment. Actually, it's a small percentage of the U.S. population. All right, whatever, dude. That was a good one. I don't know if I have. I know last week we talked about how the men's basketball team lost to France for the first time, and lost a game for the first time since 2004, and it was the French of all people.
Mm-hmm.
So
Another embarrassing loss.
yeah, well, I mean, I was surprised that one of our basketball team didn't show up to win. I know you had the locals that were like, "Oh, if I can't don my BLM bullshit, then I'm gonna not go," or they were actually afraid of COVID. I'm not sure. That's like baby bitch LeBron, fucking, wanting to cause a scene and cry about everything. So that might be it. But Amber English had 56 out of 60 targets for her performance. I know yesterday we talked about Lollapalooza is on. I actually don't have the lineup for that, but I don't know if either of y'all did. Lollapalooza 2021 is on. Haven't gotten a lineup, but I don't even know the location. Just heard it's happening. I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, it started on Thursday.
Yeah.
So the big name for Thursday is pretty much you had like Miley Cyrus, Steve Aoki, Jimmy Eat World. I'm sure some people like All Time Low.
Yeah.
And Friday you had Tyler the Creator.
Ew.
I don't know who that is. Marshmello.
He's Tyler Creator is a garbage rapper that only people that probably enjoy like ICP listen to.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, he's trash.
Marshmello. That's about it for Friday. And then Saturday, you had Post Malone, Journey, Limp
Okay.
Bizkit,
Yeah.
Young the Giant, and also one of my favorite bands, Angels and Airwaves.
And my
Nice.
favorite band too.
You know,
One of
Post
my
Malone's
favorite
actually Post Malone was actually a fantastic interview on Joe Rogan. If you didn't know.
I had no idea. And then today, or slash tonight, I guess, you have the Foo Fighters.
Ooh, that'll be a good one.
Don't know who Young Thug is. Sounds like another bad rapper. And then
Yeah.
Brockhampton, Modest Mouse. Sorry, not Mouse.
Yeah.
Let me stop by the fence real quick.
Go for it.
That's about it. That's. I haven't seen any video up for it or anything. I guess because they're all having it live now instead of like live stream or whatever.
Yeah.
Would be cool though if they put like a live stream up for people who can't attend it in person.
Oh wow. Fuck this guy. I fucking hate the horses in this game. Get the fuck out of. Fuck over yourself, piece of shit.
Did they get in your way? Or the
No. I had to trample this guy who drew a gun on me, and my horse like, oh no, we can't hit him. And I flattened the first dude, and it was like, okay. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but sure, man.
Are you crazy?
Yeah, the mechanics isn't that great in this game still.
That last job, if I haven't said it already.
Well, that's going on Lollapalooza, so if anybody is there, obviously have fun.
Hope you've been having fun.
Walking Dead is coming up on its last season.
Yes, very sad.
Very
Walking
sad, but I
Dead.
think it's...
Even though I haven't
it's a-
watched the last
it's a-
2 seasons.
I'd say it's about time. I'm just gonna say, I think it's about time the show ended. I think it's just changed. It's not the same kind. It doesn't have the same element of like zombie survival horror that it had. It doesn't have the same sort of. It just doesn't get the same. The same
Vibe.
reaction from me that it used to. Yeah, same vibe, same reaction. Like it says The Walking Dead, but it hasn't been about the dead for quite some time. It's all we're going to war with other people. It's like the entire idea that it's not supposed to be that way. I mean, granted, in a survival kind of environment, I guess everyone's going to be a little different. But I was just surprised that so many people continue to watch after. And I don't want to spoil anything, but it's been a few seasons now, so if you're not up to date, I don't know what to tell you. That Rick Grimes is no longer on the show. So I don't know. Some people kind of tuned out after that. Yeah, but they're going on the last season. You still have Daryl. You still have Maggie. You still have, I think you still have Carol. Again, I'm like a season or two behind.
I think she's still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she is too. You've got all of them. And Negan's still alive, but I think Negan's like sort of with the good guys now. He's
I
with
think
like
so.
he's with Rick's group. So yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure how I felt about that. I like the idea of Negan being this like amazing bad guy. I thought Negan was an amazing bad guy, man.
Oh, that's weird.
I thought Negan was phenomenal as a villain.
What's weird?
Apparently, after the bounty, I wasn't in y'all's game anymore.
That's weird. As I said, I didn't see you. I see Justin's blip on the map, but so that's going on.
Finally.
Baby. So we've got a few other things. So Moderna is expanding its study of the mRNA COVID vaccine to children. I don't have the ages, although I believe they're like 8 to 12, which is a little weird. I thought the entire shtick of this virus in the beginning was that kids can't get it, or kids are less likely to get it, or they're less at risk of serious side effects. So I guess now they're wanting to jab the children. Again, I'm not saying to not get this vaccine. I'm saying to consult with your primary care physician and see what they say is best for you. They know your health,
Oh,
and they know your what.
shit.
What was that? No. What was that Homer Simpson for?
I accidentally shot a person.
Damn. I fell off a building and died. But I don't want anyone to think that we are saying to or to not get the poke. Do what you think is the best for yours and your family's health. And I think that is like the only thing that needs to ever be said on the matter. I think people that are trying to coerce or financially bribe certain individuals into taking this vaccine are despicable people. I don't care what your intentions are. I don't care if you want to say grab on the children. I think trying to bribe people with this vaccine is not the way to instill faith and hope in the public. That is the best way. I think the biggest thing for me is when you saw people like, oh, we'll give $100 if you get the poke. Like, why are you so when have we ever been this desperate for people to take a vaccine for a disease with such a high survivability rate? You know what I mean? Like, am I the only one that sees this? It's a little fucky. And I'm not saying it's not real. I fully acknowledge COVID sucks. I've had it. It's not fun. But for what I experienced for like 2.5 days, for a young guy in his mid-late 20s, I just would say like it's not necessary for all this fear mongering and trying to bribe and incentivize people to get the vaccine. If they don't want the vaccine, fucking leave them alone, dude. Stop blaming the unvaccinated. Stop saying that it's their fault. Stop saying they're bad people. I mean, there's people that want to take it, and they said, well, if you're trying to have a baby in the near future, you shouldn't take it. Or if you are pregnant, you shouldn't take it. Or if you have allergies, food allergies, you shouldn't take it. You know what I mean? Like, what about those people? Mm-hmm. I mean, once the woman's done with giving birth, all right, now get your fucking shot. Like, dude, no. This is becoming militant. And the way people are like, you have to get the vaccine. Like, didn't we just prove that the vaccine doesn't actually fully stop you from getting COVID? It just reduces the symptoms or the severity of the symptoms? Which, again, big plus. Big plus. And I'm not discouraging you from taking it. I'm just saying you should make your own decision without peer pressure. And no one should be trying to guilt you into it otherwise. Like, people like that are the fucking scum of the earth, if you ask me. Again, I don't care what the motivations are. I think if you're trying to force people to take experimental medication, you are a bad person. You are not one of the good guys. I'm sorry. You're not. There's just zero way in hell that you're considered one of the good guys when you're trying to force medication on people.
No need to do that still.
Yep. But like I said, this is not a jab at or for or against the vaccine. This is just me saying that if you think you need to get the vaccine, you should consult with your doctor before you go letting people jab medicine into you. In the same way that I think any decision you make, in the same way that I say we're not giving financial advice when we talked about crypto or stocks or economics, we're not giving financial advice, but we are saying you should at least keep your eyes on this stuff. You should at least track the market. You should at least track these stocks and these cryptos and see what's going on with it before you just say yay or nay. You should be making informed decisions. By the way, I'm on the train. I think it's a fascinating technology. I think mRNA technology has existed for some time now, and it's wonderful stuff. It's existed for years. So for people who want to, this is probably the closest you'll get to an official endorsement of the vaccine. mRNA technology has existed for years. Actually, the spike proteins that they put in the mRNA technology have been linked to studies that could possibly cure or treat cancer in cancer patients. I still think it's amazing technology. I just think in this instance you should still consult with your primary care physician, your active primary care physician. You shouldn't be just taking these things like they offer them to you at the bar. Say fucking no, dude. Like, why would you take experimental medication when you're drunk? Why would you put anything into your body that you're not familiar with when you're drunk? You know what I mean?
Not a smart idea.
Not a smart idea. People have been incentivizing him at bars and stuff like that. You taking my train, boy?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck this.
Please really taking it.
I don't want to ride the train anymore.
I saw you.
Oh shit! Right here. We're back on. Hello. Austin, you saw me die.
Yep. Saw you falling. Like perfect timing.
Yeah, right. But so mRNA is introducing the study to children. However you want to look at that, that's what's happening. Whether you like it or not, they're going to probably do it. And we are getting closer to that FDA approval for the COVID-19 vaccine. So we started expecting to see some mandatory jabs for workplaces in certain areas, and then expecting to start asking for papers, which is the more dystopian thing. I don't care if you think this is. I honestly, if you believe we should be showing papers, you're a fucking fascist, and you should shut the fuck up. Like, you are riding that line to authoritarianism real fucking hard, man. I don't care. Like, you should not be prioritizing liberty over safety. Never, absolutely never, fucking ever. Liberty will always be more important than safety. I could give a shitless what anybody thinks. Like, that's, I don't know.
Yeah, that's your opinion.
Yeah, and on the same note, the CDC is to reimpose mask mandates, even for vaccinated people, in light of the new strains. I think the Delta, and they've talked about the Lambda variant. And I haven't heard anything about what makes these different. I heard they're more contagious. I've heard that the symptoms will be more severe. Same survivability rate, same symptoms, same all this bullshit. There's nothing really different. It's now they're just saying, oh, it's a new strain, you'll catch it. I want more science done. I think I shouldn't have to do anything until you show me the actual science. None of this. Oh well, this is what fuck Fauci. I don't want to hear Fauci talk. Fauci should be fired.
Schools are starting up this month, so we'll see what happens too within
see
the
what
school
happens,
districts.
I think it's going to be the same thing. I think schools that have, I think states and districts and counties and cities that have gotten behind the sort of Fauciism and just hung on to every word he says as if it was the gospel, they'll require masks. They will probably require a whole lot of stuff. But I think the states in Texas, Florida, all the southern states, the conservative states, they're going to say no. On another similar light, the DoD, so all the military branches and installations are now requiring, excuse me, they're requiring masks again for everybody inside, vaccinated or otherwise. So,
And you will be arrested.
I think it's, yeah. So, that's happening. A lot of my buddies that are still in are like, well, why'd I get the poke then? You have to remember, like, most people, yeah, we don't want to kill grandma, but if we don't get the jab, we're just not going to hang out with her. It's not that freaking hard.
You did mention about, like, how I guess federal government workers are required to wear masks or else they'll be arrested. Is that what we're talking about?
Well, I wouldn't say they're not going to be arrested, but
That's what I
that'd
heard.
be a huge overreach. I'm sorry, I would resist. That's
I don't
if you're
know.
going to arrest federal employees because they're not wearing their mask, then you are on whole new levels of authoritarian. You should be shot.
I heard that's what Biden said. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Well, Biden's an authoritarian, so what'd you expect? I'm sorry,
know.
Biden's a goddamn fascist. Everyone said Trump was. Like, Trump was an idiot and a bully, but he wasn't a fascist. Everyone seems to forget what fascist is. Fascist is literally the merger of corporation and state, which Biden has absolutely gone to try to achieve. He is more corporatist. He's more corporatist than anything. I'm not going to call him... If there's one thing I'll call him, it's that. But, yeah, man, we'll see. I don't think he's going to arrest anybody, although he will probably start making federal employees required to get the vaccine. And we'll see how well that goes over. I'm just killing people in
Yeah, only time will tell for that.
Yeah. So you've got there's questions. So for the stoners, Delta 8 versus Delta 9 THC in cannabis. Apparently not a huge difference, but I was reading the thing at work the other day while I had a break in between patients, and I was at the nurse's station. I saw that there's a difference between Delta 8 and Delta 9 THC, that when they wrote legislation for cannabis, they specifically said that Delta 9 THC is the controlled substance, whereas Delta 8 was never mentioned in any of the legislation. So they're wondering if there's a way that Delta 8 THC could be mainstreamed and into the main production of cannabis, for states that are still not legal. We'll see what happens with that. I mean, I think marijuana should be legal, like fully federally recreational legal. There should be zero quality. I don't give a fuck what you want. I hate the boomers. The boomers are like, oh, marijuana's the worst thing ever. You're the worst thing ever. Like, you suck. I do think we're getting there, but I'm not sure. They did kind of go to say that like they weren't going to do anything with the difference between the Delta 8 and Delta 9 though. Apparently they're like, oh yeah, good job finding that loophole, but we're not gonna acknowledge it. You're still gonna need to get. You're still going to get arrested for having marijuana or anything in certain states. Like, that's dumb. Sure, but that's dumb. Like, whatever, man. So, that was what happened. It was a bright moment of hope for a lot of the pro-420 community, 420-friendly community. But, unfortunately, we go clear up revenue agents. Is that what we're doing?
What?
I'm doing it right now.
Okay. Hang on, I'm gonna hop.
Did you start it? I guess.
Yeah, Austin started. I'm gonna hop a ride and get over there. Oh well. We do have cool news. I talked about this before the show, as well as yesterday. The largest tidal turbine in the world is off the coast of Scotland. It is now exporting power to the grid. And should be able to do so and continue to do so flawlessly for about the next 15 years. And then, sure, after that, they'll have to do some sort of maintenance for it. But, dude, what the fuck? Skittish, they made the horses. I remember in Red Dead 1, you could literally just ride a fucking wagon over a cliff and, like, hot drop into a combat zone that way. Used to do that shit all the fucking time. In Red Dead 1. We'd grab a big-ass wagon and we just ride it over a fucking cliff. Like, if there was a cliff overlooking an outlaw camp or something we had to get, it was wonderful.
Yeah.
I just came in with all that fury. I'm dead. So much for all that fury. Fucking feds, man. Even in games, they're trash. Fucking bastards. But yeah, no, I like that because for all the talk we do about clean energy and renewable energy and all that stuff, we finally have a story where we're like, hey, this is a renewable energy source and means of production that is successful. And I think that's amazing for everyone. That's big on that would be a big thing Matt would like is how this is a good article about green energy that is being utilized. And we're using the water. I always talk about different forms of renewable energy. We talk about geothermal, even though that might cause some problems with the earth. So we quickly said, never mind. There's quite a bit of possibility with that, and I like it. So, let's see what else. Okay, so. This one might chap your ass a little bit. So, I've been talking about this. The former White House physician under both Obama and I believe Trump came out recently and said that he does not think that Biden will make it to the end of his term because of his cognitive decline. Again, Twitch, please don't ban me. This is what former White House physician Ronnie Jackson, who is now a Republican congressman in Texas, so take that for what you will, has said he does not believe Joe Biden will meet the end of his term because his cognitive ability is not one that suits the president of the United States. Basically saying he's not fit for the job, he's too out to lunch, all that kind of stuff. So,
interesting comment, but we'll see if anything really happens.
You have to look at some of Joe Biden's behaviors, right? This is why they would think that. When confronted by a journalist, I don't remember the press conference where exactly he was, but he was at a press conference, and then after the press conference, one of the reporters goes, "Mr. President, aren't there people in the Democratic Party who believe you should defund the police?" Pretty basic question, nothing really outrageous there, just a yes or no answer. And that being said, I mean, if it was any Republican, if it was a Republican president or anyone that got asked the question they came with, I'd probably still say they were just as ridiculous. But in response, instead of saying yes or no, he says, "Are there Republicans who believe that we suck the blood out of children?" And I don't care in what fashion you were saying it. You're the fucking president. Don't say shit like that. I didn't approve when Trump said ridiculous things. I never approved of him saying outlandish shit. But I definitely would say he said ridiculous things, and his ridiculous. I'm just going back to Valentine when he terrorized the population. He said ridiculous things like just grab him by the pussy and stuff like that. And I don't know if that's too much for Twitch. So if it is, I apologize. I won't say it again. But the way that he was very bombastic. He was bullish. He didn't have a lot of tact, and he was definitely like a bull in the china shop, fucking the place up. But he never said, like, "Oh, we suck the blood." People think we suck the blood out of kids, or any of this outlandish shit. And I don't know, man. I think it's a little weird, and I do think that he freezes up and he gaffes too often. He says shit he's not supposed to say. They generally don't let him take pressers, because they can't let him say what he would say in a unfiltered. They don't let him take comments from regular journalists. He's always talking to journalists who kind of have like these pre-scripted questions. He knows what they're going to say. He knows what the answer should be, and this is just something that I'm sorry. I know if you didn't like Trump, that's fine. You don't have to like Trump, but I think you could have voted. There was 1 million people you could have voted for that would have been better than Joe Biden for his cognitive ability. I mean, again, objectively speaking, this is not an opinion, but he's had 2 strokes or aneurysms. He's definitely hi. He's definitely not all there. He's a little out to lunch. And I think he's just he's a little past his prime, man. So I know people are going to disagree with that, and they love Biden, whether they actually like Biden or they hated Trump. That's one does not equal to the other all the time. But I would say it probably would have been better if we had someone like Tulsi who had more sharper cognitive function than Joe Biden, or someone who's as old as Joe Biden is. And he hasn't come through in any of his campaign promises, right? Immigration's better than it was under Trump, I guess. It wasn't as difficult, which I've always said. I think Trump made immigration too difficult for legal natural citizens, for naturalizing citizens, I mean, and all that. I definitely think he... Hang on, killing cops now. This is by no means an anti-police message. I'm just lawmen in the Old West. Leave me alone, man. Let me do my outlaw thing. I'm sorry. I'm inclined to agree that Joe Biden will not make it to the end of his term. Now, will that happen? I don't know. I kind of hope it doesn't, because that would be a huge problem for us. And it would be a huge problem for the U.S. It'd be a huge problem for the military. It'd be a problem for all of our foreign interests.
I was just cleaning my horse.
Justin's in trouble.
I know.
Oh, hello. Why can I not lock onto this person? Fucking piece of crap. But yeah, I know. Again, not a popular belief, but I don't think Biden's made a lot of things better since he came in. Another big one is July 6th, Monday. This past Monday, a lot of the big tech platforms, Google, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Well, Instagram's owned by Facebook anyway. A lot of these big tech groups have agreed to sort of form an agreement with the government, an alliance with the government to allow the government to sort of go through their websites and look up and basically hack personal information because of January 6th. even though we had riots literally all goddamn summer long of 2020, but because they were for social and racial justice, it's okay. I'm sorry, I disagree with all of this. I disagree with you cannot condone, you cannot condemn what happened on January 6th and not condemn the destruction that happened all summer long, on behalf of more leftist groups like Black Lives Matter and Antifa. Antifa should be hunted across the four corners of the globe like dogs.
What are you doing?
And taken down. I don't agree with anything they stand for, and I don't think they're actually anti-fascist. I think they're very fascist in all reality. But that's what's happening, and so they want these big tech conglomerates to sort of get together and be like, yeah, sure, we'll absolutely turn over all information on people that do so much as post memes. I mean, anybody who follows my Instagram page knows I shit post memes all the time. What happens when one of these memes gets me in trouble with the federal government because they say, oh, well, you could have incited violence with that meme. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? It's a meme. It is a joke, sir. You absolutely are not going to get me on inciting violence with a meme. If you do, our justice system and our legal system and our federal enforcement agencies are a fucking joke. So, I'm gonna say it. I don't care. We're getting closer and closer to the idea that we're just handing all this power over to government, and I think we need to roll back the state, the federal government. We need to roll back literally anything that has to do with our government at any level. Like our government should be powerless over its citizens. I'm sorry. I know some people will have different views from different countries or different parts of the world or different walks of life, but I disagree. The government should be terrified of its citizenry, not the other way around. When you have a populace that is afraid of its government, you have tyranny. When you have a government that is afraid of its populace, you have liberty. You have people that are working in the government that actually believe in liberty, not just saying we're going to continue to line our pockets and grow our power and grow our government overreach. And I do think that some of this is government overreach. I would say if you're going to do one, do the other. Be across the board. Be equal. Don't just be like, well, we like these people and they fit our narrative, so we're going to let them go. But everybody else that wears the red MAGA hat is the son of Satan. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's... Yeah. Well, what's up, timeshares?
Sorry. So timeshares... I don't know why he's... So timeshares said I should have the right to own 543 sex dolls. Like, I mean, police... as should be able to come into my house and take them, question mark.
No,
because people complain, I agree about this guy.
Yeah, dude, own all the sex toys you want. I don't give a shit. You could literally have like a weaponized dildo. I wouldn't say a word about it. I think you should be able to own it, and I think the feds, nor even your local... I don't even care if it's the community police. Like, your local cops shouldn't even be able to come into your house. I don't care if I know the guy. Sorry, Ted. They can't let you in my house. Sorry, whatever your fucking name is. You're not coming into my house. Like, maybe when you're off the clock, sure, but we'll talk about that later. I'm not a particular fan of overreaching authority in any cases. I'm just not. But I also think if you're going to have, like, there's a difference between wanting pure anarchy and wanting minarchist government. Obviously, anarchy is the word without government, without authority.
Sorry to hear that, timeshares.
What happened?
He said a SWAT team came in a few days ago and stole all my sex dolls.
Damn. Fascists. All of them. But I mean, I still stand by the statement that, you know, the government should be afraid of its populace, not the other way around. Because the minute we start being afraid of what our government's going to do is when we no longer have the liberty, because we can't vote them out. You know, you can't vote your way out of tyranny, out of fascism. You have to shoot your way out. You know what I mean? Like, no country has ever voted their way out of authoritarianism. Always going to be, the idea is, you know, they're never going to want to relinquish power. People with power will never want to give it up. Look at any government in the world that has given themselves exorbitant amounts of authority and power and influence. They're not going to give that up. Are you kidding me? They love it. They love the power they have over everyone else. And they love that it's almost like it makes them better than everyone else, you know? Like, they can do and say whatever they want and get away with it. Because who's going to stop them?
Yeah, pretty much.
That being said, I mean, it's not just the government. I think, like I said, fascism is a merger of corporation and state. I mean, it's not necessarily seizing the means of production, because that would be communism, but it's definitely corporate interest being
Time sure is
recognized in
going
the
to stop
government.
him.
Time Shire's gonna what?
Stop him.
Time Shire. Oh well, dude, I hope you do. If it ever turns into the Wild Wild West, I'm definitely going after like my most authoritarian. I don't want to call them friends because no one who's an authoritarian is a fucking friend of mine. But I would definitely go. I'd be like, all right, we're gonna see. Are you with us? Or are you against us? Are you about the liberty movement, or do you want the state to have power and control over everything? And if you believe in the latter, then I'm sorry, I'm putting you down like Old Yeller. There's a clear. It's the media. It's big tech. It's big pharma. Big pharma's been on whoever will line their pockets, really. And I won't say that they've never done anything for the Republicans or the conservative movement. I mean, definitely a lot of things that Big Pharma is responsible for. I think Big Pharma might be responsible for more deaths and financial extortion of the sick than they are of actually saving people, of doing their jobs and, getting drugs to people who need these life-saving medications. But it's all of them, man. It's everyone that has been a part of this machine is sort of contributing to this degradation of our society. And I said the media. I mean, you have to think of it this way. If you look up a article about, let's say I got January. You look up January 6th, or you look up a, let's say a Trump rally or a conservative Republican rally of any kind for any person, they will say it's a super spreader event for COVID. They'll be, they're spreading COVID. All right. Well, clearly they don't give a fuck about COVID, because if you did, you'd be saying the same thing about every riot and protest that happened over the summer for BLM. Those were super spreader events. Why is it okay that if you're standing shoulder to shoulder with people over racial justice, which don't get me wrong, all about racial justice, everyone should be getting treated fairly. But why is that not a super spreader event and a bunch of red MAGA hat wearing shitheels running around and doing whatever they want to do? Why is that considered a super spreader event? But doing it for a leftist cause is not bad. You know what I mean? Am I the only one seeing the writing on the walls? Trump events are super spreaders, but BLM is not, and never can and never will be.
Yeah.
You don't have to piss in my ear and tell me it's raining for me to know.
It's okay, Time Shares.
Bullshit.
We're all busy.
What? What's up?
They were saying I could single-handedly stop the government, but I just be busy,
Yeah, listen, man, it happens. We're all relatively busy. I don't have time to. Well, I can't. I don't know if I can even say the word. The B word, the big igloo word. For those who know what it is, I won't say it. But if you know, you know. I think what's funny is whenever they're like, "Oh, you can't take on the government with rifles and pistols." It's like, really? Vietnam, Afghanistan. Do I need to say more? Are we really going to have this conversation right now? I don't know. That's just me. I don't think it's particularly effective. I think that if we're going to do this, like, you have to understand, when he says you need F-15s and nukes, I'm like, all right, well, I'm on my way to get some recreational nuclear bombs, recreational fucking nukes or whatever, and I'd be fine with that. You think I'm going to be upset about people having nuclear weapons and F-15s or F-18s or F-22s in their fucking driveway and be like, yeah, I'm going to work, and then you hear the afterburners kicking and they're flying to work. And how long do you think it'll be? I don't know, 20 seconds. Land your. Well, I guess you need a VTOL because you want to be able to vertically take off and land rather than have to use a runway because not everyone's going to have a runway. But either way, I take the V-22 Osprey over a F-22. But there's a clear bias, man. There's definitely a clear bias, whether you like conservatives or hate conservatives, or you love liberals or you hate liberals. There's a clear bias, because when they say all this stuff is institutionalized racism and it's institutionalized anything bad, who owns the institutions, right? Who owns the TV stations, the media? Who owns the news? Who owns everything, man? It's not conservatives. Like, conservatives have their tiny cut of the pie, sure. Daily Wire and Daily Caller and Fox and American One News and you know, they have a few, but compared to the mainstream CNN and MSNBC, CBS, you know, all these different major politically biased news sources and news companies, they're obviously owned by the left. They're more liberal than conservative. So when you're talking about institutionalized racism, institutionalized sexism, institutionalized transphobia, you are talking about your people. Like, you are not talking about us. You're talking about you, because you own all of the media. Not an opinion. That's damn near a fuck. That's pretty much a fact. There, you know, maybe some discerning room for specifics, but mostly liberal versus conservative. So I do think there's an easy bias going on with all this crap. So, I don't know, man. We live in weird times. So I don't really know what to say beyond all that. We have to be careful with what we say, because Twitch is not fond of people of our group think, or of our mindset.
Yeah, I received the moonshine.
Whoever's held up by the stables, I'm picking off a big group of lawmen for you.
I'm already dead.
Oh shit! Oh, I'm about to die. Shit! Oh god, I'm down. And they're shooting me to death now. Yep, I'm down. Other positive news, though, is the Halo Infinite flights began on Thursday, I believe. No. Excuse me. The Halo Infinite flights began earlier this week. I think it was Wednesday. I think it actually might have been Wednesday or Thursday. Or Tuesday. Who knows? It was sometime this week. Basically, the flights are the first technical previews of Halo Infinite. People got to play. If you got the invite, you get to play. You got to so you can see the maps, test it out. I watched multiple videos of the in-game gameplay, of the weapons being used. If you guys want to see Halo content for Halo Infinite, go to Hidden Xperia. You can go to Halo Canon, Halo Follower, Ultimate Halo. A lot of YouTube Halo channels that are very big on showing this stuff. So they did a very good job, if you ask me. And the technical preview looks just gorgeous. So
Yeah, I saw a video yesterday. It looked pretty good.
Yeah, it does look really nice. So, for anybody wondering, that's the Halo bit I have. I don't have too much else, but yeah, man, that's most of my stuff for today. There's not a whole lot else. I know in France they were having some riots over, I think, mandating the vaccines or some other, either that or lockdown orders. I mean, France is on the verge of some sort of collapse, man, because even their military leaders are coming out and saying, like, dude, we're about to have a coup. Like, we're about to have a legitimate military coup in France. Like, holy shit. Well, if that's real, that's some big news. And I hope it serves as a reminder for a lot of people that people will revolt over oppressive things.
Mm-hmm.
Over authoritarian policy. They're gonna say no. I think people need to remember that people will just say no and be like, I don't support this and I don't want to be a part of it.
Oh, it's interesting.
I love how the saloon is still like fucked up from what we did to it.
Blowing it up.
So I threw some fire bottles in there, so I kind of set it on fire too.
Yeah, I threw a couple of dynamite in there.
Yeah. I might light it up on fire again, who knows.
Did you ever start up a moonshine?
We need to go back for it whenever we're ready. It's ready to go whenever we are.
I'm ready. I just paid off my bounty.
Alright.
Nice.
Wow.
Okay. Just went right through him.
What? Oh, dude, fuck you.
I'm gonna head to a fence. Just
Would you
ran
run
into
over
that
that
person. Not my fault.
It's funny, the butcher just stands there
Yeah.
while this all happens.
Neil just went relatively quiet.
I'm just burning down the saloon. Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry, boys. Well, the saloon's pretty near on fire if you want to come and check it out. But, no, man. I don't know. I got too much more for this. Kind of.
Jeez.
I think, yeah, no, I set it on fire. I told you I set it on
Even the
fire.
piano man is somewhat on fire. He's smoking.
Yep. I tend to think we're going down a weird path with everything here, and my fear of it is that we're gonna hit a point of no return with a lot of this shit, where our government's like, oh, we love this power, we're never relinquishing it. So I'm not sure, man. I hope I'm wrong. I hope things go back to normal. I hope we smack the shit out of China for introducing COVID to the world, because they fucking did it. I don't care what anybody says. China is responsible. It's China's goddamn fault. I think once we hold them accountable, whether or not they want to try and nuke the world because they're the spoiled fat kid that got told they can't do whatever they want, I think we'll be in a better place. I think the world will be in a better place. I think America will be in a better place. So will our allies. So I think it's something to remember. We just need to make sure we're all doing the right thing. And
Hopefully it'll happen soon, but who knows?
I don't know. That's not my horse. Never mind. I thought that was my horse.
Okay, let's see.
Wow.
Oh yes.
yeah, I got too much more left for this episode, boys. I just that's more my input. It's been a fairly good week for the news, but as far as eventful, not necessarily all good, but yeah, damn, I got taken down.
It's all good.
Yeah, I think we're in weird times, so hopefully we come out of them soon. But I'm good. That's all I really got. I want to give one quick shout out for the product of the week as we go back to Grounds and Hounds coffee. Speaking of coffee, that is obviously mine. It donates a substantial amount of its proceeds to dog shelters, giving bags of dog food, toys, medications, spay and neuter treatments to a lot of canines that are in no-kill shelters primarily. So it is it's a good cause. For those who heard our Black Rifle Coffee bit, the alternative to Black Rifle Coffee, if you are still wanting to kind of buy from a veteran source, there's one, I think there's like One Freedom Coffee. They're one that makes stuff out here in Colorado. There's Blacked Out Coffee. They're also a veteran-owned pro-Second Amendment coffee company. Stop licking yourself, Dixon. You've got a few others out there. I know I shouted out Chimera. It's a little more expensive, but it's definitely the coffee brand that more people would be drinking if, like... Hang on. It's definitely, it has like nootropics in it, nootropics, whatever it said, and definitely more like if you're going to the gym or people that are more active in their lifestyle. Good coffee, just expensive. Probably won't go for it too much more, but not bad. So yeah, those are my product shoutouts. I got much else. Obviously, want to shout out the several hundred sex toys that that one of our viewers had mentioned. I don't want to put his identity out there because I don't want people to speak bad on his name or his sex toys. But shout out to the sex toys.
Our condolences.
Our condolences to your sex toys being seized by the Fed. But if no one's got anything else, I'm pretty much good. I think I've talked on all my points. I think we're good to go, man.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm sorry we didn't have a full complement. We still didn't have Radio Kid with us today. We're working on getting another a fifth, and possibly sixth co-host for this show. If people like it, if people want to be a part of it, and this goes out to the people who watch, to the people who have been with us for a little bit, for a long time, for all 27 episodes. If you are interested in co-hosting with us, please let us know. We will absolutely
Reach out on Discord, on the Thunderdome Podcast Discord. I will post it on here.
Yep. And don't forget to check us out on the other social medias, obviously Twitch and Discord. Check out your boy Slick Ricky Bobby on Instagram for the hottest memes this side of the internet. And check out the YouTube channels, Lord of the Reams, Just in Time for DV. You can also check out mine. This is just Neil Rickoff at youtube.com. And I usually try to post maybe 1 or 2 videos a week. I've been a little lax lately, just because life and work has sort of taken over my life. And besides that, that's it for this. That's it for this weekend, man. That's it for today's Thunderdome. We're not that far in. I think we're like about an hour in.
An hour and 18 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll just shy of an hour and a half. I'm at 101 minutes right now on my stream, but I know I went live a little beforehand to sort of make sure Twitch wasn't going to be a tit. Well, that's it. That's all I got for today, man. It's been a fun episode. It's been a good time. Been kind of a quiet one, but sometimes it's like that. I think if we go back to Saturday morning, so I think we'll have a more active chat.
Yeah. So yeah, we will be moving our podcast to Saturdays now. Now that we've got confirmation from Radio Kid that he's okay with moving to Saturdays. So be on the lookout for that. So for next pod episode, we'll be on Saturday.
Yep.
Morning.
Saturday around this time, still maybe a little later because Saturdays are a little more lenient. Maybe be able to start.
I'd like to at least stream as well.
Yeah. We'll still be on and streaming. We just might save the actual podcast episode for later in the day, later in the morning, really. We're trying to stay consistent, so hopefully y'all appreciate that. But yeah, all right. Well, I'm good. I got nothing else to say.
Oh, Justin, take us out.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for this episode of our Thunderdome podcast. I'll take it easy and we'll see you next time.
All right.
See you later, everybody.
Catch you guys later. Have a good
Bye,
weekend.
everybody.